What's up, spectators? Welcome back to another episode of Layton. We are getting very close to wrapping up the case of the missing money in the bank vault. We have found this suspicious man who has been finding money scattered around, which is going to be, if not the final clue, the second to last clue for the case. Here you are. Not you again. Who are you? We'd just like to ask you a few questions, that's all. Why? I don't even know you. I'm busy, all right? Get out of my way. Got itchy paws, have you? Sorry, I'm afraid we must insist. Stop blocking my way. We simply want to ask you some questions, that's all. Why are you so desperate to get away? Because you're a bank robber, perhaps. That's it, Pinstripes. Lay it on him, make him squirm, kick his ass. What are you talking about? That's crazy. The only thing I know about bank robbery is this. What? That's a weird segue. There's a mysterious thief after the treasure. Keep the jewels safe by activating the security system. Surround the two jewels with lit up panels to protect them. Touching a panel makes it light up red. Then when the system's activated, the adjacent panel in the direction of that arrow lights up. Wait, what? I think I understand. So, what? So it's like that, and okay. So you light up one? So what does this look like? Oh, I see. Oh no, don't.
How to solve this now.
Oh, come on, don't do that.
Not good, Katrielle, not good.
Okay,
I see how to solve this now.
I don't think I properly understood what I was supposed to do. I just chose what would cover, like, the most ground, and that seemed to be the solution. Huh. There's no way someone like me could rob a bank, is there? I mean, think about it. You don't fit the typical pattern, I admit. Bank robbers don't tend to linger about on the streets. That's what I've been telling you the whole time. Well, it's been like 30 seconds, okay? In that case, what were you doing outside the bank before? You were looking for something, weren't you? No. You cheeky little mongrel. Get your dog under control. He keeps growling at me. Yes, and if you don't start telling us the truth, he's gonna sink his teeth into your behind. First the left cheek, then the right, then the middle. Now who's being cheeky? That is not in my contract. All right, I'll tell you the truth. I was picking up money outside the bank. I don't know why, but I keep finding money 50s lying around on the street. So then I started looking around for more. I found some in the river too, and on the bridge. I wasn't really looking where I was going most of the time. I was just following the notes. You haven't deliberately been running away from us. I didn't even know you were chasing me. It sounds rather like we've been pursuing the wrong man. I think he's telling the truth. That was a dud lead. But why is he finding all these banknotes around the place? That's curious. And the worst thing is... What? He's getting to them before I am. Those notes should have been mine. Behave. Sorry, Sherl, only joking. I don't want my behind bitten. Or do you? I don't bite behinds. I don't bite anything apart from my own tongue most of the time. So, banknotes lying around the street by the Layman's Reserve Bank, on the bridge and along the river. No question. This mystery is history. You've solved it, miss. Oh, splendid. In that case, we should get back to the bank, shouldn't we? Gather all the relevant parties? There's just something I need to take care of first. Ernest, could you get in touch with everyone and let them know the situation? Of course, leave it to me. Are you sure you've cracked it? You haven't got the wrong end of the stick or anything. No pressure, but, 100 million. Relax, Sherl. My deduction is as safe as houses. Let's just hope it's safer than the bank safe was. Did I get the right message, Kat? Have you really cracked it? Where's the 100 million then? Patience, Inspector. Let's wait for Miss Teller to arrive, shall we? You can fill her in later. Miss Sloane's is here. I'm sure he can't wait to find the truth either, can you, sir? I think we should wait for Bianca, like the last says. You do? Well, if that's how you feel, then. I'm sure she won't be long anyway. Ernest has already gone to fetch her. Ah, here she is. Apparently you think you found the missing money? Now everybody's here. Let's go to the vault and talk about what happened.
Hearing that £100 million had disappeared, we all naturally assumed that someone had stolen it or hidden it somewhere. But in fact, it literally did disappear.
I get it, yes. It's all about perspective, eh? It disappeared because it was never there in the first place.
Oh, it was there. But the question is, where is it now? And the answer is gone with the wind.
You've got to stop watching that film, Kat.
All those crisp notes, carried away on the breeze to become the property of the vast sky, where greed and wealth mean nothing.
Have I mentioned this nice little place I know, where people look after you in crisp coats? Crisp, white coats.
The money is gone. It's the property of the heavens now. Isn't that right?
Oh, hell!
You can't be serious!
Yes, Miss Layton. You're right. Well done.
Kill me now, or tell me it's the 1st of April. Kat, come on. Explain before my head explodes.
A vault for such large sums of money naturally calls for extremely thick, impenetrable walls. As a result, the interior is a hermetically sealed environment. A completely airtight box. No one could steal anything from such a place, surely.
Yeah, exactly. And that would include the wind.
Sealed environments need aircon to stop their contents spoiling. And that's the key to this case. Sadly, the brand new air conditioning unit in the vault malfunctioned on the night in question, leaving a near vacuum inside. Early this morning, the poor, unsuspecting branch manager came in to check on the vault, opening the door and breaking the seal. The sudden rush of external air caused all remotes to be sucked into the ventilation system and ejected out into the night sky over London.
That's the coolest cash tornado I've ever seen.
I'll be blown.
And of course, while a theft would have entitled the bank to an insurance payout, an accident like this is the bank's responsibility.
So who's actually to blame then?
If I had to identify a culprit in this case, it would be the person from the bank who resolved to dress up the truth as grand larceny. The Layman's Reserve Bank's general manager, you, Ms. Teller.
Oh, I've given my all to this bank over the years. And it's over now, I suppose. I can't possibly hope to keep my job after this.
Can't you?
Sorry.
I don't want you to quit, Bianca.
Mr. Sloanes. But I...
Miss Layton explained everything to me earlier, so I got the boffins on the job. By analysing the wind direction, we worked out a plan and sent out the cleaners to fetch the money back. We got about 80% of it. Damage control, you could say.
80% bullshit. No way. Nah, that's ridiculous.
Really?
80 million?
Thank goodness.
80 million?
That's not to say the remaining 20% isn't going to sting. At £20 million, that's quite a loss.
Of course.
But in some ways, 20 million is a small price to pay.
Sorry?
That new vault, the Hermit 5000, is a product of one of my affiliate companies. If we hadn't identified this malfunction before we'd sold it to countless other banks, we could have been in for damages far exceeding 20 million. So, I've arranged it that my vault manufacturing firm will compensate the loss. The bank can continue to operate as normal.
Oh, Mr. Sloan. Thank you so much.
Oh, I hope you'll continue to do the sterling work you've done up to now for the bank.
No, you're going to jail for fraud. Insurance fraud. What is this? What is this happy moment?
Definitely.
Ridiculous. I must say, that was truly inspiring piece of detective work. Hear that, Kat? Pinstripes is a big fan, like the surprising cause of this whole case. I don't know how you worked it out, Kat. No one else could have ever arrived at such an obscure truth, I'm quite sure. You are a sensation, miss. Thank you, Ernest. That reminds me, you received these flowers earlier. I'll put them in a vase later. They're beautiful. Who sent them? Mr. Sloane's, miss. He said he wanted to thank you again for help sorting everything out. He's a little overbearing to look at, but he's a very kind man. Why did I say it like that? Kind man. I can't believe he didn't give that general manager of his the boot. I think perhaps he's misunderstood because of his appearance. I'll have to tell him it would be nice to meet him informally sometime and chat about something other than business. You're a braver person than I, Kat. Apparently, Mr. Shin's Plasters, the branch manager, has regained consciousness again. The lucky guy missed the whole thing. It's amazing to think that £20 million is still missing, though, isn't it? I wonder where it all ended up. Not in my pocket, sadly. Not even one note. I know, it's like a dream, isn't it? Money just raining down from the sky. That would be amazing. Wait. That money you put in your desk drawer before. Miss Layton, don't tell me you. Of course not, Ernest. That was payment for solving the case. Sorry, I didn't mean to imply. Pinstripes. After the incident, the bank had a brand new vault installed, the Hermit Mega Safe. Now the Layman's Reserve Bank has the very safest of safes and the most balance of manners. Who could fail to trust them with their hard-earned cash? I'm sure the government would just give them a bailout anyways. All right, I think we have one, maybe two cases left on the board, right? 2 cases. Ratman returns. The power mouse of justice, Ratman. I say, it's rather exciting to be here at the London Times offices. I do enjoy it, you know. It's my favorite of all the London papers. Come on, Pinstripes. Newspapers are all the same. Pff, that's silly. It's not that black and white at all, Sherl. Obviously, all papers carry the mainstream news. That's more or less the same, I grant you. But the London Times is fascinating extra articles and unusual pieces of local news and celebrity gossip. I agree with you, Ernest. It's not all just boring news stories. There are lots of other interesting things to read as well. I like it. Yes, stories like the Leviathan of London surfaces in the Thames and Shakespeare shaken up. Was William a wandering werewolf? Fascinating stuff. That article about Stonehenge being a UFO repair shop was good too, wasn't it? Sounds like a real bastion of intellect. Anyway, Pinstripes, who's asked us to investigate this time? The chief editor, Sherl. He called the office personally and asked us to come and discuss a case with him. Did you hear that, Sherl? The chief editor of the London Times. I can hardly imagine what exotic case he might have lined up for us. Perhaps he'll want us to investigate an unidentified flying object that's been seen over the capital. Just think of it, Sherl. I'm itching to get started. You sure that isn't fleas? Because it's not like you have this much get up and go. Well, we'll find out soon enough when we meet the man, won't we? Yes, about that, Ernest. Where exactly in this enormous building is his office? Oh, sorry I neglected to ask that. Well, we'll just have to ask someone then, I suppose. What luck! There's Doug Dirt over there, our reporter friend. Excellent. He'll know for sure. Let's go and ask. Good evening, Doug. Well, hello there. What a coincidence this is. Not really. The chief editor asked us to come and, you see. Oh, to come, you see. And you work here. Really? I mean, I know I work here, of course, but the chief ed asked for you, did he? Interesting. I never heard anything about a case a private I'd be investigating. Oh, this is hard. Well, would you mind telling us where we can find him, please? Delighted to, I'm sure. Unsurprisingly, you might say, the editorial office where the boss works is on the top floor. I don't know why he's asked for you, but you know what we say here. Where there's a Layton, there's a story awaiting. Yes, well, thank you. I wonder what all this is about then. Very interesting indeed. So this is where it all happens. The editorial floor of the London Times, the forefront of the news. What a pigsty. This beats my messy desk hands down. It's not a competition, Cat. I don't imagine anyone has a minute spare for tidying. They all look so busy. Well, I wonder where the chief editor is then. I think that's probably him over there. I remember his face from the papers. All right then, time to find out what sort of case he has for us. What the heck? Excuse me, are you the chief editor? That's me, Tabarus Lloyd, at your service. How can I help you? Oh no, don't tell me. You must be from the Layton Detective Agency. Good, I'm glad you're here. Hello, Mr. Lloyd. I'm Katrielle Layton. This is my assistant, Ernest Greeves, and my trusty canine companion, Sherl. Okay, Tank, lie down. Oh, you cute kitty. You're my cute kitty. Oh, you're so soft. So you're Katrielle, haha, well. Your name's hot on everyone's lips at the moment, it seems. I had no idea you were such a young, beautiful woman, though. Oh, well, yes, I am beautiful. That's right, Cat, it's all about being modest. And that's not all they say about you. Apparently you can solve any mystery. So I prepared a little brain teaser to test you out. Will you give it a go, will you? It's just one puzzle. Say you will. All right, settle down. Ooh, Tank. My cuteness. You are so cute. The sequel to the best-selling novel, The Shape of Love, has hit the shelves. When the book's front cover is lined up in a certain way, it represents the title of the book. Which of these 5 designs is the front cover? When the front cover is lined up in a certain way. Okay. So not the spine of the book, the front cover of the book. Nope, it's 4. It'll make a heart. It will make a heart, I am fairly certain.
This should do it, I think. And that's how it's done.
I did it, Tank! I solved it! My kitty. That's right. Oh, I gotta click something. Sorry. Lining up 4 books at the corners forms a heart pattern. Oh yes, brilliant! I tried for 3 days and nights to crack that one with no success. Well, all puzzles have an answer, Mr. Lloyd, just as all mysteries have an explanation. Well, that decides it. You're the woman for the job. You're the one to solve the mystery for me. Are you going to explain why you asked us to come down here now then, Mr. Lloyd? Yes, of course. Living in London as you do, you must have heard this name before, I'm sure. The powerhouse of justice, Ratman. Or rather, who hasn't heard of Ratman? Well, that's who I want you to investigate. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Ratman! He came into the news not that long ago, didn't he? The mysterious superhero of London. London has superheroes? Now I've heard it all. Ooh, Ratman is spiffing, Sherl. Simply spiffing. I'm a huge fan. You and me both. The power mouse of justice. Just hearing that gets the blood pumping, doesn't it? How did I know those two would hit it off? Well, like I've said, I've heard of Ratman, but I don't know much about him. Oh, I can tell you anything you need to know. He's a champion with his own brand of justice for all those low-life criminals sullying our streets. It was about a year ago that we had the first reports of his appearance. At the slightest whisper for help, Ratman appears out of nowhere, pounds the bad guys into the ground, and shoots off into the night once more. Nobody knows his true identity because he always appears dressed as a rat. He's a sensation! He's amazing! He's everything a superhero should be! Ratman forever! It's his secret identity that makes him so awfully enigmatic, isn't it? So captivating, so swagger. Alright, just try to remember he dresses as a rat. The problem is he's disappeared! There have been no sightings reported for 3 months now. I'd noticed there had been no articles about him recently. I was wondering why, as it happens. So were we, and here at the London Times we looked into it, believe you me. You. But as ever, the Power Mouse is shrouded in mystery. Nobody knows where he's gone, or the reason for his disappearance. And now you'd like me to investigate. Yes, exactly. Will you do it, will you? Of course. The Layton Detective Agency motto isn't any mystery solved for nothing, you know. Wonderful! You've practically solved it already, I bet. We'll find out the reason why our beloved superhero has gone AWOL in no time. Let's not jump the gun, Tabby. There's Caesar, perfect timing. Caesar Chance over there is the owner of the publishing firm that produces the London Times. He's got papers, magazines, books, anything in print you can think of. Caesar Chance is the man who pressed it. People say he's got the country's media in the palm of his hand, and he has. He's one of these so-called 7 dragons as well, you know. Oh, yes. One of the dragons? Perhaps I should introduce myself. Oh, yes, you must, although he's not the most jovial of people, you might say. Ha! And we'll introduce, or we will introduce, I can say it. We can God damn it! We'll introduce ourselves to him next time, so stay tuned! And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.